Hey guys, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com, coming to you from lovely Oakland, California, Northern California, on lockdown. Yeah, it is insane out there. All the YouTube people are fighting against each other. No, I have the correct answer. I have the correct answer. The bad guys are winning. The good guys are winning. It's 5G. It's the takedown of the pedos. It's you name it. It's insane out there. And I know a lot of people who watch my channel are going, Bix, come on, tell me what you think. Which one is right? I don't know. I think all of them might be right in their little ways. But I just watched Dick Allgire. I love the man so much. Waiting for the good guys. He's sitting on his hammock telling us once again that the bad guys are winning. And yes, he is taking victory laps. The bad guys have won. They got their virus out. And now there's no hope for the good guys and things like that. Dick, you should have done this video not sitting on your hammock, but with your head right between your legs, bent over, just ready to take it from the bad guys, right up the area that we all know and love. It's unfathomable how fast he just take me, stick me in shackles, put me in your system, bad guys. As long as I'm going to be, all right with my cryptos, and you got to learn to play their game. Nobody else knows what the world's going on except me and Michael. Oh my God, love him. I love him to death, and I always will. Snippy, like, don't do anything. Go lick every door handle. David X22, the good guys are winning on every front and everything's going to be rosy. Oh my God, it's exhausting. What do I think? I'm going to stick to what I know. I know that the derivative market has imploded. The financial system is gone. We will never go back to a financial system that we had before. That's what I've been good at. That's what I've analyzed for the past 20 years. I'm going to stick to that. Cliff High's still saying, bioweapon, it's going to kill millions of people, and you better prepare yourself. And bug out if you can. Who do you believe? I don't know. You go, you got to be agile, you got to be mobile, you got to be able to change with the tide and the movements of what's going on. What's going to happen when, all the people who said the good guys are here, there's going to be 10 days of darkness, and then after Easter, Trump's going to open up the whole market and everything's going to be rosy and go back to the way it was. And they'll arrest all the pedophiles and all that stuff. The problem with doing that is they got till Monday. And if that doesn't happen, what are they going to say next? Oh, it's going to be another month. It's going to be another 6 years. I don't know, my friends. It is crazy out there, absolutely. The road to Ruta is right on track. There are people looking to destroy the US dollar by printing as many as possible. And we can see that everywhere. I hope everybody can see that. Now, the thing that nobody's talking about right now is that the earnings reporting has been delayed for 45 days. So all the banks don't have to declare they are insolvent until, what's that? May 15th or so? I think they said June 1st. So, yeah, till June 1st. So we got a couple more months of the system staying together before they have to declare, oh, by the way, we lost it was about 30 trillion on derivatives last week and another 45 trillion on derivatives the week before. And, oh, by the way, Deutsche Bank's gone down many times. And by the way, all this shit is coming down. But they delayed it 45 days. So, hey, I don't know. I'm doing a few things. Number one, I'm sticking to my original plan of securing my assets in my own possession. Silver in my own possession. If I held any more gold, I would hold it in my own possession, and cryptos in my own possession. Yes, I did hear the Greg Hunter, Catherine Austin Fitts video where Catherine says, no, that's their control mechanism. To a point, she is correct, as they control the price through all the criminal exchanges. The hope for crypto is that those exchanges shut down. The criminals within that are arrested, hopefully somehow. Dick's favorite people, the dark forces of evil. And we move to decentralized exchanges, or an exchange with Veritasium in there that requires peer-to-peer transactions, things like that. But right now, she's correct. They decide what coins go up and what coins go down, how much they go up, how much they go down, how much is traded. They control all that shit over there in the crypto world. So, but I do think that we will break free of them too. Sorry, Dick. I know You're going to say, oh, he just doesn't know what he's talking about. I learned from the best. I learned from the insiders of the dark cabal. Love you. I love you. But I don't agree with you. And I'll fight for my country. And I'm not going to bail out of my country. Dick, I don't know if we're going to let you back in. Truthfully, you got to be on our side, fighting with us. We'll see what happens, right? But he'll always be a dear friend of mine. Same with Snippy. Same with Cliff. Same with David, X22. Same with Castronaut, Austin Fitz. Same with Greg Hunter. Everybody. I love them all. But everybody is every which way right now. Road to Ruta hasn't changed much, right? There's good guys behind the scenes at the Fed looking to take out the system by creating as much money as possible. They've got control of the computer programs. We'll see what happens going forward. Now, I do want to talk about this because this is a big part of the Road to Ruta, is that at some point, the people within Congress are going to say no to bailouts, which would destroy the banking cabal, Dick's people, all his controllers of the world. If the unbacked fiat money system is destroyed, they have no power. They have a little power residual, but not much. And the good guys can take over. Yes, Dick, there are good guys in America. Freedom, freedom, and I am still fighting for it. I'm not going to run away to a desert, some island in the middle of the... I don't even know where he is, truthfully. He's on an island. He's on a hammock. He's got lizards. I'm sure the CIA has tracked down where he is. So he's had to fill out forms, so obviously they know where he is. All right, so here's the deal. I do believe at some point Congress is going to say no more bailouts. And I've said that for a long time. I said the banks will come to Congress for $20 trillion, and they're going to say no. Here's the first sign of that. The third bailout just happened, and they said yes again, but it was close. This time, I don't think it's going to happen. They're going to need another $20 trillion come mid-April, in a couple weeks. And this is from Zero Hedge. Stand down. McConnell trips up Pelosi's rushed Phase 4 COVID-19 stimulus. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is putting the brakes on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's attempt to rush to a Phase 4 coronavirus relief package through Congress, insisting that they take a wait-and-see approach after $2.2 trillion rescue package was signed into law last month by President Trump. Pelosi, who has been holding near-daily calls with reporters, has been aggressively pushing for the follow-up legislation, which would make funds available for transportation, coronavirus treatment, not just testing, more money for states, and benefits for employees such as paid family and sick leave, according to The Hill. Quote, the coronavirus is moving swiftly, and our communities cannot afford for us to wait. House Democrats will continue to work relentlessly in a bipartisan way to lift up American families and workers to protect their health, economic security, and well-being today and throughout the crisis, Pelosi said. And to keep their government shills in business. All the states have run out of money, which means they got to fire people, and they got to fire them fast, which is a great thing. McConnell is having none of it and has made abundantly clear that he wants to see if the first package has had any impact. Quote, we're not going to be doing, in the name of an emergency, items unrelated to the emergency, he told Fox News Radio when asked about the next bill. Of note, while congressional leaders have remained in Washington, most lawmakers are out of town until at least April 20th. Wow. Congressional Republicans are backing McConnell, however. They've been privately discussing a fourth bill as well. House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy backed up McConnell, telling reporters that while Pelosi is trying to talk about a fourth bill, I don't think it is appropriate at this time. Some rank-and-file GOP senators say that they are already informally discussing a fourth bill, as the number of coronavirus cases in the U.S. is expected to skyrocket in the coming weeks. As of Friday evening, there were 274,000 cases in the United States and more than 7,000 deaths, according to Johns Hopkins University. Do I believe in those numbers? Absolutely not. I don't. We're not seeing it at the hospitals. We're not seeing it. We're just not seeing it. I'm not saying that the virus isn't real. It is absolutely real. And if I lived in Wuhan, I probably would not even be able to go out my door at this point, because massive, I would say millions of deaths in China, but we'll never know. We might know one day. But no, I don't think those numbers are real for the U.S. I think they're ahead of what's really happening, because they want to scare the shit out of everybody, keep the control and all that. The biggest thing we're going to lose in this this fight is control. We're going to lose our freedom. They're going to take control, and we're going to lose our freedom. So that's what we got to keep fighting for. But 274,000 cases can easily happen in the U.S., just like it did in China, and more, millions upon millions. So I don't know the true numbers, but from the reporting at hospitals, there's hospitals laying people off because they ran out of money. Because no one's going in to have their, have anything checked because they're afraid of the virus and they don't want to overcrowd the hospitals. But you look at the hospitals and there's nobody in there. And all that stuff in New York about it's like a war zone. I haven't seen any pictures, video, or anything showing it to be a war zone. So there's a lot of different agendas at play. Does it mean you should lax on your vitamin C intake and chaga? Hell no. Hell no. This virus, this bioweapon is going to be around for a long time. But you're not going to hear the true story. Nobody really probably knows the true story. Because it's happening in so many different places. Is it 5G related? It could be. Is it manufactured bioweapon? Absolutely. Is it real? Absolutely. Will it kill a hell of a lot of people? Absolutely. And most people that get killed in the coronavirus thing happens after the hospitals max out and at the end because of the exponential growth. So you can take care of yourself by loading up on liposomal vitamin C, loading up on chaga mushroom, loading up on vitamin D, and if you get it, use this Eucina stuff to clear your chest. But most people will survive it, but a huge number, I do think we'll see millions of deaths in the United States after the 3 or 4 years that this is. So it is nothing like a normal virus. I heard the virus, now I need to check this out, but the deaths from virus has gone up hugely this year. A lot of those are from the coronavirus. I mean, death from influenza. A lot of those are from coronavirus, they just weren't tested. So yeah, the numbers, I don't believe anybody's numbers anywhere. And there's a lot of control going on. And yes, there is battles behind the scenes between the good guys and the bad guys. Don't listen to Dick when he talks about that stuff. He really doesn't know. He likes to think he does. He'll stand there with a very convincing voice. His Ron Burgundy voice. This is Ron Burgundy. This is Dick Allgire coming to you from an unknown location. And you are part of the Matrix, and you cannot break out of the Matrix. You can break out of the Matrix. My country can, and will. And we'll show Dick. And then we'll give him a short-term visa to come visit for a little while and see how wonderful it is. And then we're going to send him back to his island. Love you, baby. All right. Speaker Pelosi's ambition to create select committee on the coronavirus isn't about oversight. It's pure politics. That's true. She wants to exploit this crisis in order to fundamentally restructure America and advance her political agenda. Absolutely. And to stop the arrest of her and her friends in the pedophile ring. All right, barbs between Pelosi and McConnell have spilled into the public sphere, with McConnell telling Pelosi to stand down in one interview, suggesting she's trying to jam Senate Republicans. Pelosi, meanwhile, suggested McConnell's comments, along with verbal sparring between Trump and the Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, was chicken feed, and you can't pay attention to that stuff. They're playing to their base. The Trump administration has remained on the periphery while congressional leaders continue to spar with Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, telling reporters that he has spoken with lawmakers saying, quote, "I've spoken to the leader. I've spoken to the speaker. I've spoken to the president, Sam I am. When the president is ready and thinks we should do the next stage, we're ready." The rest of the reporters. Oh my God. It is insane out there. And then we're stuck in the house, twiddling our thumbs, trying to figure out what we need to do for the future, because the future will not be like the past. Keep that in mind. The future will not be like the past. When we come out of this thing, no, there'll be no... The only reason there may be a V-shaped recovery in the stock market is Steve Mnuchin's market rigging. But he's going to need a lot more money, so they're going to come for more money. But I don't... A reopening of the markets won't put anything on the shelves. It won't start up car manufacturing again. They need parts and pieces and machines from China. Wuhan is done. Wuhan is never going back to the way it was. It was the largest area of manufacturing in China Everything was being made and moved on. And now it's over. And it won't ever start up again there. Globalization is over. Go to the Road to Ruta timeline if you're on the private road. Watch that video 5 times. Look what happens in April, May, and then by July. Go to roadtoruta.com, by the way, if you want to check that out. It's on the private road. All right. So this is why I think we're going to need bailouts. Remember, the whole idea behind the Road to Ruta is create as much money as possible so we can have all the benefits of unbacked fiat money, printing trillions without telling people, quadrillions without telling people, and then blow the thing sky high to infinity. And that's what we've seen. If you look at the Fed bailout numbers as of September 11th, they were rising, and then boom, right at the middle of March, right when I said at the end of the first quarter, it's going to blow sky high. It has blown sky high. The number's up to 2.2 trillion. Now these are the bailouts that have been implemented either in the POMOs or mortgage-backed securities. It also includes overnight repos, but the overnight repos have gone away. Now they're reverse repoing because the Fed is paying a huge premium on the crappy assets, the Treasury certificates and the mortgage-backed securities. So this number of 149 in the overnight, that's all from reverse repos of the banksters getting out of the repo market and getting into just selling Fed their shitty assets for top dollar. And the Fed is basically buying any piece of shit, multiple ownership asset and paying way like double the price for them to bail out these criminal banks who have gotten themselves into a huge derivative mess that cannot be fixed. So look at the numbers as of middle of March. This is where it really kicks in. I mean, it kicks in the overnight only because of the reverse repos, but where it kicks in a lot is the permanent operations, them buying these crap securities from the banksters. Look at that. Impressive. Mortgage-backed securities are reported weekly, so you're going to see big numbers like this every once in a while. 204 in POMOs and mortgage-backed securities. I think it was 140 in mortgage-backed securities, 140 billion. Insane. Absolutely insane. So the overnight repos are going to go away. You won't hear much about repos anymore. You're going to hear the repo market's dead. Why is the repo market dead? Because they don't need to borrow overnight money anymore. They could make more off their criminal sales by selling it directly to them. That's what's going on. But I counted in my numbers absolutely on the overnights because that's part of the bailout every night for the bank. These things have to happen every night. If any of this stops, instantly all banks are gone. Every single bank on planet Earth is dead. Keep that in mind. Corona update. As I said last week, this week is going to be the big numbers one. Is it real? Is it Memorex? Nobody knows. But in the USA, which is what I track mostly, in the world we're over 1.2 million new cases and 68,000 deaths. The US supposedly yesterday, if you look at yesterday, had 134 new cases, over 1,000 deaths, 1,331 deaths, and 34,000 new cases. We are on track to go to like 50,000 today, and maybe even close to 2,000 deaths. So, are these numbers real? Are they not? I have no idea. But I do track it very well. Where is it? Right here. And if you watch the tracking, my tracking's been pretty good. And we will have, or at least they'll start talking about a flattening of the curve after next week. That's the plan. It doesn't matter what's really happening behind the scenes. This is what they're going to report. And you can see that the death rate percentage tested move up. So right now, as of 2 days ago, we're at 277,000 with 7,400 deaths. And look where we are right now. 328,000 with 9,365 deaths. So you look at this and you go, okay, as of April 8th, 3 more days, we'll be over 500,000 new cases with 14,000 deaths. And look how the numbers just jump exponentially. April 12th is when I think That's Easter. I think that's when we're going to hit the million case number, which puts us at, if we stay at 2.7%, I think that'll go up about 30,000 deaths. And that's in the range of where we are normally with the influenza. People die from influenza every year. And as a matter of fact, that would take that argument right out of it. Oh, it's nothing worse than the common cold. I've heard it so many times. I'm like, this doesn't kick in until the end. You got to do the math. It doesn't kick in till the end. Look at the end. I mean, it basically goes from like 17 million to 35 million to 70 million, doubling every 5 to 6 days, which puts us at 1 million deaths. And how does that relate to normal influenza? Now, I think these will flatten because we have taken extreme measures to shutting everything down. So these are just reporting the actual and then doubling. So if we keep on this pace, we're looking at in 3 days half a million positive cases and 14,000 deaths. And then by the end of April, you jump to close to 1 million. Close to 1 million. And then will people still say, oh, this is just it's the same as a regular cold? Anyway, believe what you will. And yes, I understand there's a million different conspiracy theories out there. All of them have little bits and pieces of the truth, I think. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't take care of yourself, take care of your body, and get ready to get this damn thing so that you can fight it off the best you can. Cliff just did another video on YouTube about what vitamin C does to coronavirus. He's been screaming that everybody take liposomal vitamin C, and it's downstairs, and chaga mushroom powder. And then I hear there's more versions of this thing coming, and that might be what we're going to be fighting for the next 3 to 5 years. A new version of coronavirus. I am working on a new video about this incoming asteroid. Asteroid C19. I swear to God. Asteroid C19. Look it up. It's also called the Atlas asteroid. Like Atlas Shrugged. So keep an eye on that. I've just started to dig into it. It's a big mother. It's going to be bigger than Hale-Bopp, most likely. So we'll be able to see it with the naked eye. And I remember the Hale-Bopp comet, or asteroid, or whatever it is, coming by, and I was up in the middle of nowhere and watching this thing. It was huge. That was probably the most amazing astronomical event I have ever seen. It was, for sure. But I was much younger and didn't appreciate it for what it was. I think we were just partying outside, and we all looked up and, damn, that thing's huge. And it was there for like a week or so. And it was just really cool looking. And this is supposed to be bigger. And will it cause disruptions to our satellites and shit like that? It could. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're preparing for. Who knows? Take your pick. Take your pick. But as far as worrying about Dick Allgire's prognostication that we will all be under, or we will all remain under the bad guy's control for the rest of our lives, no, I'm going to fight that with everything I got. Till the last dying breath I have. Because that's not the way I want to live, and I came down here to fight that shit. So I hope everybody's in my camp and not in Dick's camp. Don't bend over and say, give it to me, Mr. Deep State Illuminati guy. Fight these bastards the best you can. This is Bix. I'll talk to you guys later.